Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Wagwan people, blessings, blessings, blessings. Welcome to today's live. I know it's random, but guys, say all what is happening, we have to come quick, quick, quick and fast. We have to come out here. You understand? Welcome to today's live. Officially, I want to welcome you guys to the Real Things podcast. Oh. Uh, I'm seeing somebody else that I follow is live right now, but it is what it is. Guys, I don't know, say Jamaica just underwent. Let me just do a sound check. All right, so we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Mhm. Set up, man. Set up. We look weird, right? And far, far, far away. All right. Hi, Ivan. Welcome. Oh, one, Ivan. Um, weren't you like a moderator? Oh, one. Ivan, it seems like you've been unmoderated. I don't know what going. No? How come? I really did that? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I think I confused myself. Well, you are officially welcome. Hi, Maria. Wagwan. Um, bless up yourself and welcome. Welcome. Actually it's a random live. I hope you're not hearing too much noise. I have a fan not far from me. It is no, don't mind the sleeved thing that I'm wearing. I was somewhere and the place where I was, it was very cold, so I had to put on something with a sleeve. Sorry about that. No, I just get back from off the road. I had to run some errands, guys. But I had to do this because I just learned that I'm not gonna be able to come live, like do the regular thing that I do on a Friday. I'm not gonna be able to do the Friday live link up tomorrow because I'll have to go out on the road again. So officially, welcome to the Real Things podcast, Real Random Live. I just want to say, guys, um, for those of you who, you know, like, if any of you here, like had to experience the hurricane yesterday and had actually gone through any damage or anything to your property, any loss of life, first, let me just say real quick and fast, um, to all those who actually may have lost anyone, my condolences. You know, um, let me just hope that you'll find comfort at this time, knowing that God is able. You know, we have to do this. We have to do this because the world has become one small community. Guys, let me know if you're hearing me clearly without any obstruction from the fan. I can't help it because I'm pretty hot. I'm pretty. It's pretty hot. Yes, Evan, no worries, no worries. I probably was looking at someone else's name and thinking it was yours as a moderator. So if I overlooked, sorry. Um, Oh, some places have no internet service. Okay, let me tell you this. Yes, no, not even internet service alone. In Westmoreland, like okay, let me start from St. Anne's, because all my family, like right now, St. Anne's in Ochi, no electricity. Um, in Bamboo, no electricity. I don't know about the damages, but me know say they don't have no electricity. In Trelawney, you have districts that are like you have districts that are cut off, like people who will walk across bridges, bridge tear down, road giving, retaining walls giving, and so on and so forth. Say like trees gonna be down, like light poles gonna be down, so on and so forth. In the interior where or in the areas where you have like a lot of vegetation, lots and lots of trees. Yes. And in Montego Bay side, it's gonna be basically the same because I'm talking like the ocean, anywhere close to the ocean. Well, as for my property, everything is fine. Even though I'm right in the sea moat. I'm not in Montego Bay. My property is over in Hanover. Everything is fine. Um, no massive damage, but with no power. There is no power from that side, even Westmoreland, Landilo, no power. No power. Places in Sav, like Savlamar, you'll have like cell service. I think Flow is up in Sav itself, but not like from Landilo go back, you don't have no cell service. Yes. It really tricky, but um, I think we have to just give thanks at this point in time that even if lives were lost. I saw where Esther, the Mongo's friend, Esther from Trenchtown, I was watching her live yesterday, and when they were running from the patrol people, the soldiers, like trying to get them off the street, and then she came back and she messaged, I think, on her community that a little boy was washed away in the canal. It's sad, very sad indeed. But say in these times, as we sometimes take things too simple. And you know what, too, guys? I think what caught a lot of people off guard was that because they were saying that because they were saying at one point in time that uh, it's like moving. It's on the south. It will pass on the south. It's like a lot of people was not expecting that the outer bands would be this intense. I remember say a category 4 at that point in time. Don't give, because even like as far as some places like in the Eastern Caribbean would have had some kind of disturbances from even whatever was left over from when it passed by Grenada and St. Vincent. You understand? They still have unstable weather in these in like in these places. So oh oh, she says he's 25 years old, so he's not a young person, not a child. Oh my God. You see the thing, I mean, I don't really know how it happened, so on and so forth, but what I saw, like on some of the people, like people were risking it all to come out. People were risking it all just for that perfect shot, just to get the message out there that okay, we are experiencing this and that. And what people not realizing is that you're putting your life on the line. I've seen even the part of the airport roof take off like a flying saucer. Guys, even parts of the airport roof fly off like a flying saucer. You understand this big gaping hole in the roof. So I mean, well, where the airport is, both airports is right by the ocean. You understand? So anything liable, and then where Kingston Airport is, then it would have been the first thing to, or the second thing, because then it's St. Thomas over there, so, and then the airport over here, so it would actually receive blows, hard impact. So the blows would have come strong and steady. You understand? So if the airport didn't lose all the roof, it did pretty well. If it's just a portion of the roof, it's gone. It did pretty well. I mean, like honestly, as I said before, condolences for the lives lost. It's not even Jamaica alone, No, they're saying the total of what, 7 or 6 people lost their life. Hi, bless Jam, bless up yourself. Total of 6 people altogether in the Caribbean that lost their lives due to this hurricane. It's sad indeed. But sometimes our carelessness. Sometimes we just stubborn. I've seen videos where people were saying that they're not leaving their homes and so on and so forth. I can't blame people for their views, the way how they feel about things. Some people refuse to leave, to move because um some people refuse to leave because a property, they're like fearful for loss of property. But any which way, let me tell you something. I was in the British Virgin Islands in 2017. You guys must have remember Irma and Maria. I was right there for, actually I was in the Virgin Islands for Maria, Irma, and then I was in another neighboring country for Maria. And so I meet the two hurricanes, but like 2 weeks apart. And let me tell you something. No care how fancy that house was, and this rich person or this famous person decides, say, at one point it was the premier and the chief, how you da call it, no, deputy premier. The deputy premier. The man say that the man said the way how the roof, when the roof came off and he and his wife run into the closet, he said everything he ever did in his life, he asked God for forgiveness at that given point. He asked God to forgive him at that given point because he swear this was it. He swear that was the end of his life. You understand? So, yeah, man. It wasn't good. We were up on a hill. There's a hill they call Butu Mountain. So the house that we were in, it was my sister's house. And it had like a nice, it had hurricane shutters all around, concrete roofing, so it was well secure. And while we were there was cyclones in that hurricane. We saw the yachts down in the marina going. We thought it was like birds at the point in time because then it was over there before it got to us. And we were kind of off on the side, and the hill somehow protect the mountain somehow protected us a little way. So some of those cyclones didn't clash because there were many cyclones within the hurricane. Some of them didn't clash with us. We saw the yachts, the luxury yachts in the marina going around doing this, and this. Like when the hurricane was over, there were yachts on the road, yachts in trees, yachts on top of house, and so was the cars. If you guys remember Hurricane Irma in 2017, hey, I'm telling you. Our bless up and welcome. Welcome. It was a random live because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it tomorrow for Friday link up. I'm not sure. I have some errands to run. I actually just got back and just looking through, watching everything and looking what going on. I said, let me just come live quick and fast and chit chat with you guys because I really don't know what tomorrow may bring. And I've been very absent a lot lately. But when it's summer, the schedule changes because you have to go for book reports, this, you have to go for graduation, you got to look for uniforms, the works. So I have to do the mommy thing once once it's like this time of the year. So hence my absence. So yeah, man, this is basically what is going on. So sad, sad, sad indeed. For the lives lost, and I may their souls rest in peace. I don't know how much, if there was like, I don't know how many in Jamaica, but total now on the news, like it is saying 7 throughout the Caribbean. Sorry for my nose picking, but the fan is actually tickling. The fan is actually tickling my nose. I want to move it. You see, so bad. But if I move it, then I'll begin to sweat like crazy. Anyway, guys, real quick and fast. Yes, yes, Ivan. Those two hurricanes were no joke. What are when Maria came though? Let me tell you, Maria mashed up Puerto Rico bad, bad, bad. I think Maria was like Maria had some kind of vendetta plan for Puerto Rico, honestly, because for us, like I was in the Eastern Caribbean, and at that time, it was mostly what Maria did was mostly flood. It was a lot of rain, lots of rain. Yes, and landslide, so on and so forth. But it was no joke. It was no joke. But Irma, hey, the big the ferries, the ferry at one point in time, the ferry and the one of the ferry, one of the ferries that run from the British Virgin Islands to the U.S. Virgin Islands. One of them was in the middle of the road in Road Town in the British Virgin Islands, in the middle of the capital, in the road. And the fire truck, one of the fire truck was like next to the so the firemen had to run left the truck. I don't know what the hell is wrong with this thing. Sorry, out of frame or halfway in frame. The firemen had to run and leave the truck because they were on their way to rescue some kids or something. I can't remember what it was, and they had to run and leave the truck because whatever transpired when the boat dropped right in front of them, so they were like kissing. So it wasn't really easy, and we made it. My kids were very traumatized. We had to a private plane came for us. Thank God to some nice, kind-hearted people because even though we were honestly, our greatest fear on that island was water because they use like what you would call that now osmosis to get so they will take the seawater and use that to make drinking water. So with that, there's no enough electricity to go around to run the osmosis plant, you know, all of that. So water was our greatest problem. Drinking water, they were dropping food and dropping water, but it was not enough. And to me, it was like there was no end in sight. There was no. It wouldn't be a good time. And then to make matters worse, I was even though my sister like was there as support, she had her life to deal with. I wanted my husband to be there with me with the kids. As a woman, you're looking for that support because my sister had her family to deal with and so on. Her husband was there helping, even though we didn't get any damage, much more than I can remember the the wind ripped the hurricane shutter off the door, flung the door, pushed the piano all the way down the hall, send the piano all the way down the hall, send everybody running because we've never seen anything like that. I had experience with Hurricane Gilbert in 1988, but I cannot tell you that I experienced that thing. We were hunkered down in a high school in the science lab, and we were safe. It was close to the sea, but not that close. We were safe. But I'm telling you, it was very traumatizing. So we didn't really face much, damage by my sisters. But I still wanted my husband to be there as, a farmer support, So, and I begin to feel very away. I begin to feel away, and I he had to send a plane for me because and me and the kids because I was not having it. I wasn't staying. I began to just feel weird. There was no electricity at night. There was rumors of people breaking into people's house, which nothing I go so. But you know how people stay. When fear kicks in, people start to make up story. Or if an incident happened in one district, people start to, spread the rumors all over. And that was what had me one way. Oh God, it was very traumatizing for me and the two little girls. So I said, no, I'm not staying. I don't want to stay. I want to be. And then Babs, when we went to the other country now, there came Maria. But thank God it was just wind and rain for Maria because it kind of passed. Not exactly, even though Irma didn't pass exactly where I was at the island that I went to, but Maria gave them. So we had a lot of rain, lots. But thank God um, that Beryl did not do Jamaica too much of an injustice. I was saying earlier that even in places like Trelawney, some people can't get into them village because the whole retaining wall, there's a big gap. That I can't remember the name of the Cox Lord, what the name of the I think it's Coix, the name of the district. Can't remember. I mean, I want to butcher the name of the district. But it's up in the countryside, and them can't really pass to go over the other side because there's no way unless they're gonna go down in the gut, go down in the ravine, and it's more likely that they'll get damaged. There was a rickety bridge because the original bridge was already damaged. The road had break into and nobody came to fix it. It's a massive issue. So the land just split into completely now. A big wide ravine and the bridge, the makeshift bridge that they had put placed there is now gone completely. So accessing the others to get to their home, so on and so forth, that side of the village, completely impossible. He had like I've been scouring channels, like people who get to connect. In some areas they get signals. Some people who get to connect and upload, or have been doing lives. I've been scouring to see, But Lord St. Thomas gets on licking at them behind from early yesterday. St. Thomas was getting something because the sea in some parts the sea came over in the road. Um, I've seen the seawater washing down like a river. It's so sad. Oh, Manchester got it. I don't even know. I didn't even call my father to hear um how things. if he heard any, because right now he's in New York. My father is in Mount Vernon right now, not in Chantilly. So I know he has a relative that would have gone and checked. And then the funny thing with my father's house, his house is down, like you come off a little thing and go down in a little ravine. So that maybe might help with the wind. I don't know, but with the water, anything come off of the hill there, are right in the so. And his roof, it is not concrete. The house is concrete, but the roof is not. So I would have to call him to hear if anybody went and checked. Most likely the roof they probably gone, and most others are around that area. So I would have to call him. Oh boy, I would have to call him as soon as I get off this live to see if anybody went and checked on him. Um, it's sad though. It's sad. It's really sad for the life that was lost. Let me see. St. Thomas. Okay, so how is everybody for you there? Is all your family members, Lataya? Welcome. Is all your family members okay? I've seen where some videos where the what you call it now, the ocean, the water came over, the sea came over in the road in some parts. I can't remember that section of the district where they had the fish, the where they sell the fish, the little shed, the little stalls where they sell the fish right by the seafront. I've been into the last time I've been St. Thomas, donkey years, 1987. Can you believe that, guys? 1987. There was this little island. I can't remember, Navy Island or Baby Island or somewhere. We went on a little thing and went over to the island. 1987. That's so long ago. Lord. Oh, you're not sure? Oh, you can't hear. You're right, because there's no power, and even if there's no power, a lot of the lines them like snap. Even if the poles are standing, a lot of the power lines snap. Because I was watching somebody's channel, and you could see some of the power lines dangling, some of them trees hanging over it. But it could have been worse. It really could have been worse. When I look at it, I said to myself, thank God some areas get it worse than some based on where they are, you know, where the hurricane actually had more impact. But I'm thanking God that it really didn't, like the way how St. Vincent and Grenada got it and how St. Vincent got it. I'm thanking God that, you know, it didn't mash up Jamaica so bad. I mean, they get some good damages, honestly, though. Some really good damages. But I think in the next couple of days, this and that will be back up and running, or maybe in the next couple of hours, because let me tell you something. In the Virgin Islands, right? It was Jamaica who sent JPS workers, the Jamaican Public Service workers. It was Jamaica who sent the JPS, Jamaica Public Service workers, to come and restore the electricity in the British Virgin Islands. May I tell you, those men worked tirelessly because there was a timeline that was given that the power would come back on for the British Virgin Islands, and they said about 7 months or something of the likes, somewhere down along the lines. And within 3 months, 2.5, 3 months time, the power was back on. Can you imagine, guys, in real time like I know? I remember even before we were air vac out, I remember using a car battery. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, when trouble catch you, pitney short fit. I remember using a car battery, rigging it up myself, a car battery, a piece of card. I make a negative and a positive, and I got me a bulb, and I made me light. It didn't last long. That was just for like the first hours, like when it got dark, for me and the girls to see our way through, because candles still. It was okay. Our apartment where we stayed at my sister, but I then went back to my apartment to assess the damage, clean up, so on and so forth. So I was back home with the girls. Our apartment was like it's big. You understand? And like it got scary at time because the whole district, the whole village was in darkness. And then every little sound, even though I was on the third floor, every little sound you hear, even though most cases they would have to interfere with anybody else on the first floor before they get to the top floor, right? But I still felt scared. I don't know. It was just something about the whole darkness. Where, and then the kids were just panic, and they're feeding off of me and me feeding off of their energy. Saying all of that to say, honestly, it was a situation whereby um, I used the battery to make the light for the first hours of darkness, and then we would probably use a little candle to, or we just go to sleep. We force ourselves to go to sleep early to eliminate anything dark, that the kids would be afraid of. Yes, yes, yes. Thank God my family members are okay, but no power. It's true. I saw Doreen was saying that yesterday that Doreen was saying that the power came back on. At one point, we were watching Marwa's premiere, and she was saying that the power came back on. But I think by now, what happened most likely that she really probably didn't get the real brunt of the storm yet, because remember it was coming down slowly. So I don't know. I haven't seen her here yet either. So I'm thinking that after the real thing came, then you know power must have went off. Some apartments have generator though. I think she says she's over in Portmore. Some apartments would have generator. Um, St. Vincent and the Grenadine really got it bad. They left in the right time. It's true. It's true. And then even with Jamaica, because I don't think she's ever witnessed anything of this effect. Remember, most of these things are coming off of West Africa. She's from the East. So I don't think she's ever witnessed anything like this. I know they will get heavy rains, they will get torrential rainfall in Kenya from time to time, but not with this massive wind. Because at some point, even Doreen was screaming on Marwa's premiere, wooey wooey, Jesus Lord, this is scary. I didn't mean to laugh. Hi, Joel, welcome. Long time no see. Hey, me too. I'm just hoping that everybody is fine. Some places don't have no power. Um, you don't think so? Yeah, yeah. Some places still don't have power, so we like you still can't even communicate. But I've been looking for personally been looking for my mom. Been trying to get in touch with her for morning. Um, but also because she lives in a different area. My mom is all over, deep down in Westmoreland. Um, yeah, Doreen know exactly where it is I'm talking about. Yes, my mom lives in that vicinity, and where there's no cell service, and she lives close to a river. It's like I would say an old riverbed, and when regular rain falls, even though my mom is in a massive concrete structure, but it's the rainwater, it's the water, and if it's the river overflow, it's bank. I don't know what the rainfall was like, but so once you're in a Westmoreland, you would have gotten it very heavy. You understand? Because then it passed to the south. Westmoreland is west, or I would say some parts of Westmoreland would fall on the southwest. Whitehall, White from White House come all the way down. Border White House everywhere. Come Allen Bamboo. Everybody come right down. That is like south. Come all the way down Savlamar, southwest. Negril is west, dead west. So my mom would be um like a good 10 minutes from Negril. So you'd understand what I'm talking about. And that area there, when even regular rainfall, the whole place flood. So I'm just hoping that all is well. We've been trying frantically, but there is enough people in the area. There's like no trees close to her structure for me to be panic. Really, I think the car was moved to like a higher ground, Me don't know if car alright. I just me don't care if car alright or not alright. My concern right now is that she's fine, but we are unable to get to her at this point. What I want to do though was to try to get my son, but his car is too low and there's lots of debris on the road. I understand. So right now it's between a rock and a hard place, but it is what it is. We just have to hold on. Flow is up in some areas. Um, I think as far as Landilo, and then that's it. The rest of Westmoreland is like dead with two signals. There's no signals. I was watching Popeye News Link to get that information because he works closely with the police and they were out on the road. So he was getting the live information and feeding it back and moving around. And that's how I can tell you more about what's happening in Westmoreland and feeding back this information to you. So that was coming truly from Popeye News Link channel. So at this point in time, yeah, man. Yeah, Zach, welcome and big up yourself. Yeah, well, it's just my mom. I just want to make sure that she's fine. At the age where she is, we just have to make sure that everything is all right. But she has enough family, relatives, I should say, up the road from her that would have come down. She lives close to a river that sometimes, who knows, our old riverbed, I would say. If it rains regularly, it floods. But it is what it is, and I'm trusting that I will be well. So no panic or nothing. We've been through this before countless times. It had a 1951 storm. my mommy, my mama was just a baby, so she wouldn't know that. We've had like numerous others. Hurricane Gilbert, I think, was the baddest. Ivan, there was one. Ivan. What happened to Hurricane Ivan? But I remember not about that day. And others that just really just barely touched the surface. But so far on record, they said this is the hardest storm. Guys, if you see me looking lazy, it's just how I feel. It's not that I feel lazy, I'm trying to relax my mind as I speak. Um, like it's the hardest that tropical storm that hit Jamaica recent at the earliest on records. We don't have storm in July, we have storm in September and so on. But it is what it is. Guys, please remember to leave a like on the live as you come in. 11 of you. It's kind of really stingy today, but that's all right. It's a random live because we don't know what tomorrow will bring. I may have to go back out again to do what I have to do tomorrow again. So it is what it is. Yeah, man. Pretty much. It's just an update as to what is going on. I was supposed to be looking for something. I'm also looking for another friend of mine. So I spoke to her. As we grew up together, but she's now in a different area. Um, Spoke to her and she told me, okay, she has a concrete structure, but she said to me, at this point in time, I just got back from Panama, as you know, and I can't find nobody to nail anything around my house. Hey, and she's close to the sea. So I was telling her, girl, as far as I'm concerned, me know that it's gonna be high tides. You're gonna have waves, big waves, massive waves. Get out of the way. Go to a shelter or find a place to go because those waves, when they come, most times they will come even over your house. You understand? Let me with Irma in 2017, we had to help my husband's brother to take sand from his roof before we left. His roof, he was across from the ocean, and his roof, a regular roof, floor to roof height would have been like what, 10 feet or so. It depends, maybe. And we had to clean sand from his roof. It's mounds of sand from his roof. So I told my friend to move from, right. Let me tell you, even in that same vicinity where she has her house, there are other, the government's so disgusting. Like people had captured that land way, way, way back. And what they did was they cut up the land and they rock them, the waterfront, the rocks. Like all of those places were sold, and people build houses all the way down to the water's edge. On the rocks, I don't know how they get to do these things, but which engineer, but they build the houses. Honestly, I'm telling you, I'm not telling a lie. I don't want to go and pull up nobody's business for them to come for me because they watch my channel. I build the houses on the edge, right? So you basically can hear the water lapping under your cellar. Yeah, like when you go to a waterfront restaurant, but this time it's not wood on, like, not piles. This is concrete pillars, like on the rock, and the water would lap underneath. So, can you imagine the waves that made it over into the road? If it made it over into the road, and these houses are on the rocks by the water edge. So that is one of the reasons I told my friend, don't stay. Do not stay. Just get yourself from that place for safety. Because in the rain and the wind, there's going to be nowhere to run. Because my recent experience was Irma and Maria. So I'm telling you, you may have forgotten about Ivan, but me not forget about Irma and Maria. Just right there so yesterday. Yeah, when I saw the yachts flying around like birds. Yes. So I'll be trying frantically also to get onto her from morning. The first thing this morning I woke up to um was a message. Somebody else was asking me also about her, what me think her conditions would have been in that vicinity. Me no know. I can't reach her. Can't reach her. But I'm trusting that it's because of the electricity, lack of power, or no signal. Because people would have charged their phones. People would have charged their phones, knowing the situation. But I think it's because there is no cell service. Ivan, let me tell you what happened. Right? Like how sometimes how I see a long comment. I don't know what it is, but I don't know what that is. Sometimes how people would build things, the town and country planning or the parish council, whoever, behind the backs. And these are the reasons why they would come and stop your structure if you're doing it without. Because they would never pass any plan for such a structure because it's dangerous. These rocks sometimes don't they change form based on the wear and tear of the ocean? Me no know, me just ask. I'm just asking. Don't they change because I don't know, man. Love always. Hello and welcome. Um, I was expecting to see you. JPS would disconnect the light. Yes, me too, me too, me too, me too, me too. But yes, they would disconnect the light. But in some places, what I've seen is that some of the utility poles are ripped off of the pole, even though some of the poles have been over like so, but some of the wires are ripped off in some places, and those are light wires, not cable or the telephone. The fat ones, some of them in some people's videos. I'm talking because I watch some people's videos. Some of those wires are remaining still, while the finer ones, the tinier ones, are ripped off. Still looking to hear from my mom. Love always, but not yet. But I think everybody's fine at this point because somehow, some way, news would have gotten, news would have already gotten to us. Eh, Oh, no worries, no worries, no worries. Yeah, but we're trusting that all is well at the end of the day, and that we don't have no more mishap because so things still happen even after the fact. Things still happen because people will even find themselves going into places trying to fix things, and you will have accidents. So we're just hoping that nobody no turn on back no power prematurely and cause no problems, neither no fire. That is one of the things too. or electrocute nobody to get no shock. That is another thing. I know she gonna be all right. She gonna be okay because she's a praying woman, number one. Thanks for your concerns too. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words also. At this point, like I'm happy that even though it's this bad, even though it's bad, I feel okay because I know based on what I've experienced before, I know that it could have been way, way worse. But what I love also is that there are lots of solid structures. I mean, people have learned their lessons from 1988 and even with Ivan not so long ago. People have learned over the years, but people still doing nonsense still um, because they're forcing to build this and build that. And behind town and country, behind parish council, behind the back, they knock up something quick and fast. But then when, even for instance, the other day with the earthquake, we saw how those houses were cracked, even though what is to be must be. But remember the other day, guys, when it had the earthquake and how those houses like they open, places shift, and you look at it and you say, like no wonder, the parish council is so adamant about, you know, getting these things the right way before they pass these plans for these houses, for they approve the plans for these houses to be built. You understand? So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, like, I'm looking around and seeing a lot of structures and seeing that it could have been worse. We've come a long way, but there's still a lot more to do. Even yesterday, I was watching a video and there was like some um, like building materials on roofs, in yards, all over, like things that could actually seriously cause damage. You know, let me use the Virgin Island as reference point because I've lived there a long, long time. Most of you who don't know, that's where my kids were born and so on. I spent a long time in the Virgin Islands, right? Now, when it come hurricane time, you have to clean up your place. You have to clean up your place. They make sure that they advertise over and over and over. Clean up all those loose debris, the galvanized material that you may have all over, so on and so forth. Clean up the place. Because said those things that actually can cause even more damage. For instance, you have building material on your roof. If you're doing some construction and you're not done, you're not finished, or you have it in your yard. These things can pick up and fly off. Let me tell you something, guys. I've seen a 40-foot container flew from a wholesale place called Super Value in Road Town, Tortola, all the way over to across the track and field ground to the Botanic Station Road. A 40-foot container, and drop and fall up. Because we know the container says Super Value. So we know that it was coming all the way from over the wholesale and it flew over. The size of our track and field ground. And it flew over that track and field ground. That's what the hurricane did in 2017. So we know about debris. So it's good to clean up because these things can also cause severe impact, severe damages to other people's property. All them something there. A lot like I said, we've come afar in terms of our building structures, but we still have a lot to do when it comes to protecting your life, other people's life, and other people's property. Because you're leaving all kind of things here, there, and everywhere. Take up with something them, strap them down if you have to. I've seen people even tie down. Whoa, let me tie down bricks. I've seen people tie down building blocks. Cause they know they will fly away. The blocks then will fly away. The blocks then will fly away. Yay! Oh God. E- in Gilbert, part of my roof flew off. It was the back section of the house, which was closest to the ocean. It flew off. Um, I think the bathroom was damaged because trees. We had a big oak, an oak tree, whatever they call guangu. We call it guangu. I don't know the right name for it. You know that tree that had the sap sometimes running down to it. I don't know why name. We had a big tall one in the back. There was some owls living inside of it, and that tree just root up and drop right in the bathroom. So that was otherwise than that the rest of the house was okay in Gilbert. We could have stayed, but probably would have been so traumatized. So we run over to the high school because the high school was solid concrete structure. And any which ways, in those days there was no such thing as no hurricane shelter. They wasn't doing those things. At least in our area. They weren't doing no such thing as no hurricane shelter. But it's all good. We what we did was run to the high school and hid in the science lab. We hid in the science lab. Hey, we hid in the science lab and ride out the storm. And that is how I am here to tell you what it was, my experience during during Hurricane Gilbert in 1988. So I basically what four storms on my witness or three, me didn't even know. But it is what it is. I'm here and thank God I'm here. I'm going to actually wrap up the live now, guys. If all goes well, who knows? Because I want to do business as usual. Tomorrow we get back to our regular scheduling. If all goes well, or I may have to come a little later if I get back off of the road on time. Otherwise than that, otherwise than that, we may have to do that another time. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Thank you guys for caring and for showing up. At least for being here. I think Zach will go in a little bit in a little while, maybe in the next 10 minutes or so. But I want to go and do something. My aim was just to come and let you guys know that, know what's up. Sorry, guys. Yes. Anyway, guys, let me see you. Hopefully, if all goes well and I'm back on time tomorrow, same time, which would be 10, so we can do our regular Friday live link up. As I say, if not, then I'll probably do it later on Friday, because we have to resume our regular schedule. Not true. We have to come back and beat up who we beat up. Oh no, we're not beating up nobody. But we have things to talk about. We have things to reason about. We have things to debunk. Yeah, we have to resume to normal scheduling tomorrow. And if life's spare, if all goes well, God's willing, we will resume normal scheduling. Hopefully. Yes, I will. Yes, I will, Lataya. You also. Oh, Perlin Kerr. Hello, hello. You just got here. Thanks for coming. We're just closing off. Not true. I will watch. Okay, the return. Good to know you. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. All is well. Um. Yes. 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 God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully. Bye bye.